Good business to be in, no? Like,
Whatever you did in there, really cycling the
Right, so welcome to this event. It's been a while since I've been the MC, almost a year and a half since I took the chairman role. I stopped being the MC. But I'm glad always to see you all and to have a chance here. Today's event, like every other event we had, networking events, is on a very relevant topic. Evolution, empowering maritime business to digital evolution. Captain Zarir's got concepts on events which we really appreciate as a team. He's head of events. So I'd like to welcome him on stage, Captain Zarir. Today's event is being live streamed on LinkedIn, so please like and forward to others.
Everyone, glad 2.5 of you all are paying attention, but that's more than enough. I will make the rest up. I must say that I give credit to Ali. This is a partnership between the two of us. He speaks good things about me, and I do the same when he gets on the stage. But Ali's been a very likable leader, and I must say it is a pleasure and privilege to work with somebody as a team who leads with a lot of compliments and gives me the free hand to decide and to experiment with new topics and panelists. As you would have seen, the last year and a half, we've changed the demographics of how we spend the evening together. A lot of time for networking, about an hour and a half, and a lot of easy discussions, and not death by PowerPoint, which I don't think goes down very well. It also gives us the opportunity to hear 3 or 4 viewpoints from professionals who understand a common topic, a common theme. So there's no bias in how you take away the message. You may agree with 1 or 2 panelists today, may not agree with how maritime business is empowered. But the idea is to give you a rich feedback. And I think the most honest answers are coming from people who do not prepare for answers. And that's something that comes out very nicely on a panel discussion. So that's where we kind of structure our evenings. At the same time, you are listening to people who understand the topic, are leaders in their own manner. And for me, it is a learning curve with every topic that comes out. I like to ask questions, I do my research. The easiest job in the room to ask questions to these guys, and privilege of saying time's up, let's get off and shut up now. But without much ado, I'll tell that to myself, and I'll politely welcome our 4 wonderful entrepreneurs who have put their money where the mouth. A lot of us have started looking at AI and digitization as the way forward. I think all in this room wouldn't have been here if we didn't believe that this is the future, that we all have to align with automation, digitization, AI. These are all things that have cropped up significantly over the last year and a half, 2 years, and have dominated our lives. And these 4 who are going to speak to you today have actually put their money where the mouth is and actually have had an entrepreneurial adventure with it. And I've selected these 4 rather than big multinationals because they have actually made this a business concept. And I cannot tell you how many examples are out there of people like the Ubers and the Olas and the Airbnbs who have disrupted the traditional business. And I think all 4 who are going to share the stage with me today have the potential of disrupting their business in their own special way. I hope all 4 become millionaires one day and come back and honor our request to be on our panels. They have become. They have become. One of them is actually sponsoring us. On that lovely note, I promised to call the richest guy first. So here's me calling Captain Vikas Pandey on stage. Thank you for sponsoring this evening. I will call you after the panel discussion to tell us why you did so. But please join us. And now the guy who's traveled the furthest, to be with us. Vinod Singh from Consiris. Thank you very much, Vinod. He is the president of Consiris, who are AI based. He'll tell you a little bit more about the business, but welcome, sir. And out of the other two, it's very hard for me to decide who the good looking one is. So I'll call both Leroy and Abhay, both dear friends together. Leroy and Abhay, please come together. Sorry, that doesn't mean that either of you are not good looking. Thank you very much for being with us. I haven't, I do the lazy thing what panelists, moderators do. I'm not, leave the center for me. You want center? I want center. I love center. Tell that later. Why? All right. On that lovely note, let me tell you that I am going to let them self-introduce. I'm not going to read out their bios. Call me a lazy moderator, so be it. But I think the best explanation of what people do and what they would like to be known as is self-proclaimed. So I'll ask an opening question to all four of y'all to tell us what inspired y'all to get into what y'all are doing. Of course, you're going to introduce yourselves and what the business is about and what your platform does and your AI does, but also please let all of us who are on the edge of entrepreneurial or going on our own or believing in this story know what exactly inspired y'all to get into putting your mouth where your money where your mouth is and believe in the AI and the automation story of the future. So starting with the last two who came up first. Leroy, just because you're sitting here, over to you, sir.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, Captain Zari. Let me begin by saying thank you to the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers for this opportunity. It's an absolute privilege to share the stage with these fine gentlemen here. I'm Leroy, and I'm with a company called Steel Core. We are a maritime technology startup company based in Dubai. Our flagship product is an AI-powered app that lets a ship owner monitor and manage the entire paint maintenance on a ship through an app. Okay, simplistically by just adding photos. Why did we start this journey? Is quite simple, and let me just give you a little bit of context. It's the first thing that you look at a ship. What's the first thing that you see? That's paint. And even if somebody shows you a picture of a ship, the first thing that you form a mental impression or opinion of that ship just by looking at the paint quality on that ship. And you can either decide that that's a good looking ship or that's a horrible ship. That kind of explains the relevance of paint. Why me? I think because I know very little about anything else in this world, as my wife will testify. So it's for me, it's paint and corrosion. I'd be pretty useless at any other job if I had to do it. Having spent 20 odd years in the industry, I think it was a go-to for me and to build a business based on ships, on paint, and AI is a natural progression for it, of course.
Yeah, thank you. How long has it been, Leroy?
The app?
Yes.
The app has commercially been launched 3 years ago successfully. We had a previous version that didn't do too well, unfortunately, and we can go into that later. But commercially, it's been 3 years successful launch, and we've got customers paying us for 3 years in a row using the app on a subscription model.
Couple of big names to subscribe.
Yeah, I think I can tell you. Right from Hafnia, TriStar, Great Eastern, Northern Synergy, Stena, and most recently, local companies like Bahari and KOTC have come on board to use the app. So very
perfect. So that means he has started targeting the people who question the most. These big names will not sign up for something without believing in the concept. So well done. Thank you very much. I think the audience have got a fair idea and the confidence in what you're going to say. Well introduced. Vikas.
Yeah, thank you, ICS, and for organizing organizing such a entrepreneur event here where people can actually talk about their journey and share and discuss this. So, I'm Captain Vikas Pandey, I'm the CEO and founder of ShipFinX. In a very simple way, what our platform does is, as the name says, ship, finance, and exchange. So what we are doing is we are disrupting the shipping finance ecosystem by fractionalizing the ships into small digital shares, or you can say digital tokens, and allowing the normal people to participate in this asset class. So our platform is driven by blockchain, and we have chosen the best partner in technology and in the payment ecosystem to work with us. We are working on this concept for 5 years. When I thought about this idea, basically was when I came to know about blockchain. When people was talking about decentralized economy and decentralized way, how the world is going to change and how the world is going to move. That is back in 2017 when I was first. And being a sailor, of being a shipowner. And you start as a sailor and then you go into your entrepreneurial journey. You generally do ship management, auditing, inspections. This is being very straightforward things what we as sailors do, whether you are a chief engineer or you are a master mariner. So I did the same thing, started the management and then started machine learning company. But when I was exposed to the technology, the first thing came to mind was that how exactly we are going to use this technology within our industry. So that's how this idea came up, but idea is always an idea until you execute it. So it took 5 years for us to get into the shoes of where we can actually walk. Running is still left, but we started walking properly because we are in a space which is highly regulated. We are allowing the normal people to invest into an asset class which was never in their reach, apart from investing in the public shipping companies. So that is what is a journey for us. And we are trying to transform the industry, and all of us being a ship owner here. We have lots of regulatory something which is, so we have from virtual asset regulatory authority of Dubai. This asset class, once we make it represented on blockchain, it never remains as a normal asset class. We call it virtual assets. There's a different ministry and different regulatory bodies are designed by many countries to regulate this asset class. So Dubai is one of the most comprehensive written regulation on there. That's why the biggest virtual asset companies are coming and getting regulated here. So we are one of the only and the first maritime asset tokenization platform who have got the initial approval. We have recently got the do our trial runs. So very soon you will be seeing one of the ships for a very close community to do the test run.
25? 2025?
Yeah, 2025. So it will be in the month of February, and we see that our full approval will be there next month. We almost close.
So if some of our audience wants to invest, they can reach out to you.
Yeah, they can reach out to my platform. It's shipfinx.com. You can even pre-register yourself, and we are very proud to say that we have not yet launched, and we have more than 12,500 registrations.
Great. So that's for sure. That is a good thing. I'm sure a lot of people want to ask you questions before they put their money. So it's a good time for the Slido bar to go up. So in case some questions come to mind, please put your name. Unless you really want to remain anonymous, you can ask an anonymous question too. But download the Slido app or questionnaire and please ask questions. Alex, you're known to ask 200 questions in a short period of time. Only 100 today. Okay. Please allow others to also, because last time we took over the whole thing in digital marketing. but that was a joke. Easy one. Let's ask Vinod to introduce himself and tell us about Considerus.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you all for coming, and thank you, ICS, for giving us a chance to talk. My name is Vinod Singh. I'm coming all the way from UK, London, with the grey and dark weather. It's good. I brought some rain for you guys. You guys don't realize. So I co-founded a company roughly 13 years back in London called Considerus. We provide a B2B SaaS software to the insurance players, brokers, and some of the OMGs as well. And our software tries to help our customer on two fronts. One is helping them with the loss ratio, basically helping them pick up the right risk, and then also help them on the expense ratio. So using AI and all the automation so that all the things that has human intervention into it can be taken away by AI, and it all is done on things that used to take 2 weeks can be done in 2 minutes. And we use lots of behavioral data. So like our core principle when we started was behavior is a better indicator of risk than any other factor that we use. So what we try to do is we collect lots of data and then try to extract behavior of the ship. And the crew and everybody else, like which ship is, what it is doing, what it is made of, where it is going, how it is being chartered, how much port visit it does, and which area it stays more or less, and also connect huge amount of data, extract the behavior, and then we overlay the claim and casualty data on top of it to learn which behaviors relate to the claim, which behaviors are anti-claim. And using that really help the underwriters to look at the ship or a fleet that is going for the insurance or renewals and decide the right price.
Lovely. Thank you for coming all the way. Do you want to tell the audience some of the clients who are already signed up with you and how long?
Yeah. So all these big Aegis, Atrium, Skull, North Standard, like name all these like big lawyers of London players. There are our clients, like at least we got 20, and we're really very blessed to be trusted by all these big names. It really helps to go and talk to the players to let them believe in us.
Thank you very much. I think you will attract some interesting questions, and I hope you have the brave heart to answer all of them. I must say, Vinod has been on 2 IUB conferences with me, and we've shared a fantastic appreciation. I think they have a very futuristic model with the big names who are signing up for the platform. We're very confident that this is a market disruptor, much like the previous 2 panelists who explained themselves. And we wish you all the best. Before we continue, if you please take a moment to look up the ICS LinkedIn profile, you will see a live link of what's going on here. So if you want to do justice to the time that the 4 panelists are, please take the trouble of reposting it or forwarding it that you hold. It will mean a lot. It's a small half-a-minute gesture like that will add a lot of value to the ICS and the endeavor that we have to make you all comfortable this evening, including Chipfinex who have sponsored us. Thank you, sir. Abhay, we saved the best for the last. I know your eyes lit up when you said behavioral. I can see the smile in your heart. So can you start from there and introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Julie, for the wonderful introduction. So I kind of disagree with you with one of the points. You said, I wish you all become millionaires. How about putting the word B before that? So billionaires. Yeah?
Think big. I apologize. Billionaires. You should
This
also.
word can only come from a bit.
Already arrived, you said.
Okay. My name is Captain Abhay Mbaldu. I'm myself, and I'm the founder and CEO of Greenfield Technologies, which is a company based out of Dhaka. Now, what do we do? It's always been giving it back to where I came back from. again, we look at the human element based on the vessel itself. We look at concentrating on him itself through our app. Our app is an AI-based platform called shipup.ai, and we reduce risk on board vessels through this particular application itself. We were formed in 2023, so we are relatively new. 2024 was only our second year in existence right now. We have some decent numbers that are coming up. We have almost about of our particular application. We've got a good rating of almost 4.6. And most importantly, through our application, we have avoided 6 major incidents and almost about 250 minor incidents. Digitization of almost 1.5 million US dollars for our clients itself. So that is fantastic. Courtesy Bureau Veritas, who named us one of the top 50 startups in the industry itself. Thank you very much, Toby, for that. And the only one at the very least. So that is it. That is our focus, sustainability, with our focus on our people who work on board vessels, whether it's the safety towards the environment or the safety on board the vessels itself.
Yeah, thank you. Some names you want to tell us who are signed up with you?
So we got the offshore players mostly. So we've got Stanford, we've got Mines, Mobile Marine, First Marine, Power. So all in the offshore sector, because that's been my core domain because of my ex-ADNOC relationship. So that is where we are right now.
Yeah, thank you. Leroy, we've already got questions from Christina for you. Do you see maritime industry opening up to accepting new innovations and AI-based technology? What's the approach? How do you attract clients? She wants to know.
So thank you, Christina. Okay, I'm going to throw this question open to the other panelists as well.
No, that's my job.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
My apologies. So when it comes to maritime, at least our experience is that there's 2 very distinct schools of thought within the industry. So one is the traditional maritime guy who's been a seafarer at some point in his life and now come ashore managing ships. And he doesn't want to budge for what he knows. He's very traditional in his approach. And then if left up to him, he would probably still use spoke signals to communicate between ships. So that's one element. The other spectrum is obviously you've got a bunch of people that are extremely keen to go and try out what's new in the market, and that includes AI-based technologies. Now, this demarcation does not happen across age or geography. I think it's up to the individual who decides how he wants to operate. Open to going and looking at and trying out these new technologies to make it safer, to make it better, to make it more efficient. So obviously, we have to obviously identify, at our end, we identify who's who in an organization, and our approach to this would be to find that product steward in the company who's willing to take on this challenge, who has something to prove himself, you can approach that person and pitch your idea to him and let him know that this is what's in it for him, this is what it's for the company. Obviously, it becomes a KPI for him as well, and if he can take that to his company and prove himself, he'll obviously he shares a bit of limelight as well. I think that was our approach in dealing with customers, because there are clearly demarcations when you approach it, becomes clearly 2 schools of thought. Thank you.
Oh, well said. I think that answers the question very well. Vinod, I know you mentioned your platform helps underwriters solve a lot of industry questions, but there's somebody anonymous wanting to know whether ship owners or operators can benefit from a platform. I know you also got a vertical for aircraft risk, aircraft and cargo, but is there something in the pipeline which can benefit ship owners, you think?
Actually, yes, that's a good question. And we started, it's just that the insurance market is keeping us so busy that we haven't been there, but we are talking to a couple of ship owners and operators. So, from multiple use cases. One is like if you are owning a ship, you have to go to insurance industry, your risk managers, whoever is in charge of buying insurance, they have to go and talk to brokers and go to the insurance. Our software can tell you how insurance companies are looking at your ship from their perspective. So once you know that how they look at your ships and your fleet, what is their perception, you can do a lot of things to basically go by your, when you submit your risk for insurance, you can do a lot of data and a lot of things to make sure that you deal with those perceptions. So that's one use case. Another one was around streamlining all these policies and claims, everything that you have from different kind of policies and all, and using AI to like take care of it. And so we had a couple of discussion with the on this. It's definitely on our radar. It's just that it's not in priority because of the guys taking all of our bandwidth at the moment.
How soon can we expect it to roll out?
26. Yeah, hopefully early 26. And actually, last week is the first week we signed one of the customers which is not insurance. Salvage, like practitioner, it's called Smith. So we have a module which like monitors the news 24/7 across everything else. And they had a use case where they wanted to know they wanted to be the first one to know something happened so that they can go and approach. So they just bought our software. This is the first line outside of insurance. You're getting there.
Yeah, so somebody asked what motivated you. I think Alex asked that question. She's gone off the screen. But Alex asked what motivated you to go through digitalization rather than pursuing the traditional way. What drove you? What was your motivation? That's what she's asking. No, Alex, she's asking honestly. What led to the focus of digitalization? Is it because of the background? Or
No, actually, it happened in it happened accidentally. I would say, if I have to be very honest, it happened accidentally. So we were doing IoT and extracting the behavioral data from all these devices for a different use case. Then somebody from Markel Insurance came to us saying, if you can do the same that you're doing with all these IoT devices with the same, that there might be a business. So they said, we have an innovation budget. Why don't you try to abuse it? So we did the proof of concept by looking at their portfolio, extracting all the behavior from their ships through AIS and a bunch of other data, weather and everything else. And then we laid out their claims history and casualty history, and it turned out that it was the pricing model was at least 20% better than what they had internally. And that's they immediately signed, and that was the journey. Okay, let's do it.
Lovely.
So just to add on that, this was a more generic question. So when we started off 2 years back,
I don't know why I'm sitting with you in Abhaya.
So he was there. He was our inspiration to go down the entrepreneurial journey itself. And that time I still had a steady job. So I made up a list of things. I said, what do I start off with? Okay. So the typical things like the last right we said, ship survey. Though of course he didn't like it when I said I'll be doing that. He said, how dare you? So we started off ship management, etc. So we made a whole list of things. And then I asked myself this question. So I have this thing about listening to Blinkist. I don't know if you've heard about this. This is an app which kind of tells you a bit about every book. Whereby it says that do business which you can leverage from. So even when you're sleeping, you can make money. So digitization probably was that answer.
Revenue generating.
From a revenue, from something which you can scale up, and at the same time as to a traditional business, which probably takes more. So that was at least my call, and I decided to do that.
Yeah, the only thing I would like to add here. So, yeah, obviously it's a very good question that why the digitalization, not pursuing traditional shipping. But trust me, all traditional shipping activities are going to move in the digitalization way. So we are not, none of us here in the panel or any of you, we all agree to one common point that if you want to disrupt the industry, any industry, not only shipping, the only way is by digitizing it. Because that way you can decide faster, your algorithm of taking decisions get better. So similarly, this is required in the traditional shipping that we move to digitizing. And on a very personal note of everyone here, that when I say that why I started this, so like Captain Abhay said, not about call millionaire, call billionaire. So it's basically when you see top 20 companies globally, I've been saying this to multiple platforms as well, that if you see top 20 global companies, out of them, 70% are the technology companies. And they are the ones who are having the maximum market cap in the world. So there is no reason why none of us here should move the things on the digitalization way on a personal note as well and on the industrial change as well.
Maximum impact too.
Yes.
Right. I think everyone's going to go back and stop talking to the wives and ask them to write a message back to them or WhatsApp them or stop talking to the wife, digitize your phone. That works?
That is going to be soon there. AI is changing the voice.
It is live, so my wife, it won't work. There's my wife saying no.
I have tried.
You have tried, okay?
He has tried to change the voice and become a woman.
On a light note, Anuj wants to know that if the photographer can slightly move himself to the left, risk analysis for ships and insurance and claims. Do you use predictive analytics, and what model do you use? Is what Anuj wants to know.
That's a really good question. So when I started, I came from likes of Google and Amazon, and I said, okay, let's do a deep learning, like fancy, like AI and everything else. We built a model that was predicting the probability of claim and everything, and we went to the market, and they were like, get out, because this is a highly regulated market, and all these deep learning and all AI is black box, so you cannot explain why it is recommending what it is recommending. So we had to go back and use less advanced models along with, so basically what we do is when it comes to generating the rating factors, basically the correlation between a claim and the behavior, that is all deep AI, and then we use very simple if else based like rater to turn that into the pricing, because it is highly regulated industry. Nobody wants that fancy prediction.
Got it. Thank you very much. Lira, you've been quiet for a while, and Captain Gibble has a nice question for you. Do you provide training for the crew and staff on board to use your app? How long does it take for them to pick it up?
So before we go into that, I'm just going to slightly digress a little bit. You almost read the story recently of a banana taped to a wall selling for $6.2 million, right? But that's not the funny part. The funny part is that actually came with a certificate of authenticity and instructions of how to replace the banana should it go back. So obviously we live in a very complex world here. I mean, if you need instructions of how to change a banana that's taped to a wall with duct tape, you need help, right?
That gives
So-
you motivation.
Yeah, so obviously, yeah. Fortunately for us, with our app, of all the 400 plus ships that is being used on, there is not a single ship or office that we visited to in order to train the people that are using it. So I give credit to the development teams for making it so intuitive. We've got a one-page user guide that people can download before training and before starting using the app. And like I said, we've not had to visit any ship or conduct a training program for anybody to use the app today. Having said that, of course, we have a support team, and of course, we are most willing to go and help you out if you're stuck, and there's a 24-hour support line that people can reach out to if they need help. But we've not had to do that so far. So I think the credit there goes to the development team for building something so intuitive and so simple enough for people to use. Does that answer your question?
You don't have use for dummies, paid app use for dummies.
I use that.
They use it. Okay, so that's good. While you have it, Nikhil also wants to know what would you say to motivate others to start up and learn? Is it easier now than before?
That's a superb question. I think here's what I would say, right? And I'm going to copy what Jeff Bezos said on one of the recent interviews. Having an idea is easy. Anybody can have an idea, right? It's one of the easiest things to do. Say, I've got an idea. But to turn that idea into a successful product or a successful business is extremely hard. There's a lot of steps in between from having an idea to turning that idea into a successful business. So my advice to anybody who's thinking of starting on his own, but you have a combination of extreme stubbornness combined with flexibility and know when to be which. Because unless you are extremely, relentlessly stubborn with regards to your vision and your goal, it's very easy to be disaligned and to give it up. You've got to have that laser focused vision on what you want to achieve, but you've got to be extremely flexible on how you're going to get there. Because along the journey, you're going to be faced with challenges that you cannot even expect. The market's going to go against you, you're going to get your feedback, you're going to have crunches of resources, you're going to have crunch of money. There's so many things that can go wrong on that journey, and it's a long journey. It's not a weekend journey. So you've got to be prepared to be extremely flexible in how you achieve your goal, and that's going to hold you in good
Say
stead.
something motivating to please.
He wants to get motivated.
And you will become a millionaire or billionaire? Billionaire, right? Eventually.
That's what
But yeah, again, and please prioritize yourself, because it's easy to get lost and work those 16-hour days and get buried in and forget about your family and forget about your health. Please prioritize your well-being while you're doing this.
He's not very, but he shouldn't be a motivational speaker, I think. Otherwise, but I think you're answering a question from your heart. It is hard being an entrepreneur, I must say, but also it gives you a lot of freedom to choose your clients. It's wonderful to say no to people you don't like. It also lets you work at your own pace because you have to scale up, but also it gives you enough lazy time, a lot of time for your hobbies, for golf.
We're not there yet.
But I'm just speaking up for your. But as an entrepreneur, I think I have a contribution to the answer. But Abhay, what's your sense of data collection?
So, the source of data collection is basically the app itself, which the crew uses. So basically, we've got multiple AI features within the app itself, so that we understand the language barriers which the seafarer has itself. He cannot actually type, English cannot be his preferred language. He can speak in his own language, and that gets translated itself. So, yeah, absolutely. So that becomes our basic data source. It's an app itself, which is available on all your iPhone or devices itself, readily available. So that is our basic data collection. That is how we engage. I think today what we are trying to focus is engaging with your workforce. Because if you were to go down to ChatGPT today, and if you were to ask which are the top 5 industries where the employee engagement is the least, you'd be surprised that seafaring is one of the top 5 because of the distance between the management and the crew itself. So it's one of the most disengaged industries it is. And as we all know, that the future of any company or the industry lies with the people itself. So that is how important it is, especially in the maritime industry. Because I've got friends on the management side who basically have not seen the seafarers ever work for them. So that is something which we try. But yes, to answer your question, it is an app.
And everything that people upload, is it worth using as data? Do you think you get some garble along?
No, to be honest, yes, absolutely. I mean, it's a written rule that a majority is that, but you'd be surprised as to what kind of data, the 1 or 2 points that we get, it can turn around a company. As I want to say, and I would what I want to put across here is a majority of people think otherwise of seafarers, but you'd be surprised that cook or that AD can give you an idea that can transform your company itself. They're very smart people. Unfortunately, they look differently now. Yeah, but we have to change that. That is what we're trying to do. We're trying to tell the company that this is where your true value lies. This is so amazing results.
Great. I think that answers the question on source of data collection. But because it's been quiet for a while, so I'm going to pick up a question that I would like to ask him. A lot of bankers will be talking about green financing. How does your app or your platform comply with the environment regulation and sustainability goals which small or big companies, individuals, everyone's conscious of?
That's one of the things that certain principles are where a lot of banks are questioning, where does your app stand with that alignment with the marketplace?
Yeah, so first of all, there are two ways to look at it. One is how ShipFinex in itself as a company aligned with the sustainability goal. So as a company, we are practically a software development company. We really use as less as possible carbon emissions because we don't contribute to it much. As a software development company, we don't have any other activities which we do. Apart from that, even when we were choosing the blockchain, what we are going to use for our transactions, we were very careful and we chose one of the blockchains which is more sustainable, which is not based on proof of work. Okay, so proof of work means where you have to run the computer or GPU at very high run, so that and you consume a lot of electricity. We have chosen a blockchain which is based on proof of stake. So that is one angle where we looked at while we were creating our platform. On the other hand, now as a platform, when we are going to allow people to own this asset class, we are also considering that there are a few of the funds who have approached us, those who want to get into the green chip financing. So right now, if any of us or who wants to invest into green shipping, this is basically done by only banks. But as the funds which are getting created, and they are, because green chip financing is very expensive. So a large funds are getting into it, and a portion of it will be tokenized on our platform, where we will allow common people to participate into this green chip finance as well. And I always say that as we are looking a target of net zero in 2050, which is far impractical to achieve, which obviously all of us will agree over here. But one thing is for sure, that the way we are picking up digitalization and the way whole of the world is working towards it, we will definitely try to minimize it. And Captain Abhay is working on an app where people, like we were talking about that day, we were sitting together and we were saying that if a sailor is switching off and switching on the light, less power consumption is also a less carbon footprint. So just imagine a platform like ShipFinex, where when a sailor is consuming less power or engine is consuming less power, if we can tokenize it in form of a value, and that can be traded across the platform by the people. So this is something where the world is moving already. We are into the world of carbon credits and buying and selling of carbon credits, and there are multiple platforms which are opening up on the tokenization of carbon credits as well. And very soon you will see our one major partner who is advising us our goal and our roadmap is BCG. So BCG is invested into one of the largest blockchain, which is VeChain, which is completely sustainable blockchain. And so we are partnered with them. We are working out a model how VeChain and ShipFinex can work together to allow people and shipping industry to collaborate into carbon tokenization as well. So we are working together.
I think we need to collaborate.
We'll buy you out.
Sorry.
I said we need to collaborate, but just coming back.
We are talking about collaboration for quite
Exactly. We have been talking about this now. He spoke a lot about sustainability of itself and reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. And the honest fact is, we all know the reality with alternate fuels and how far we are going to will we be able to achieve the 2030 and the 2050 goals itself. But you'll be surprised that if you get the people on board the vessels on your side, if you tell them why greenhouse gas emissions is important, you will start achieving those goals today itself. And that is something, because that education is very important. How many people on board the vessels understand what sustainability is? Do they really care about greenhouse gas emissions?
Convert it to a value.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Convert
They will do it.
They do. owners too, because like you rightly said, if the engines are used less, the less is your running hours, the less is your maintenance, the less is your spare parts. It just boils down to the same thing.
Brilliant. And
Panelists ask a question.
no, that's my job. You can ask me to, you can tell me to ask a question. Go on, sorry. Go, please. You can.
I'm so glad that Captain Boas told me to sit next to him because I'm so motivated by listening to him talk about Ship Connect. So I think I have a question that possibly everybody in the audience wants to ask him as well. So is this, you said that you can own a ship or part of a ship. So is this for the super rich among us? And I can see a few rich, super rich people there. So is it only for them? Or is it for common people like me and
And Lance wants to know how to liquidate some shares. Can they be traded? Can this investment be liquidated? That's what Lance wants to. That's the back of that question.
Okay, so there are a few questions. So one thing which I will answer the first question which you asked earlier. So when we thought of opening this platform to everyone, we were literally juggling between the numbers. Like how much will be the minimum investment we should start with? So the number which came after a lot of discussion is $1,000. And there is no reason that why it cannot be on the, like people say that why not $10, so why not $100? So for us to build a technology, run it, and achieve a right customer acquisition cost, because we are taking a very minimal transaction fees. So it will not be feasible for us, for a person to invest $10 on a ship and then maintain his profile, due diligence and everything. It will not be feasible for us. That's why we have kept right now, considering numbers which we thought of that will be achieving in 1 year, that $1,000 will be the starting number. But we definitely are very sure that we will bring it down to $100 in the coming future, so that each and everyone in the world can actually participate in this asset class. So this answers the first question, and the second one is about liquidity. So this is also very, very interesting, because when somebody invests, then he wants to ask, okay, how will I exit? So what we have done is on the first level, because this is one of the first platform which is opening up publicly, allow everyone to participate in this asset class, it will take time for us to have enough liquidity, but we will arrive for sure. One thing, what we have done is, we have from the day one, we have created our platform for the secondary market. So only in the testing phase of first 3 to 6 months, you will be holding the token of a ship, or you will be holding it for a time period. But after certain period of time, which is 3 to 6 months of our starting of the platform, from the next day itself, the day you buy the token, you'll be able to sell it on secondary market. Now the question will come, if I sell it, will there be buyers? Okay. The buyers come with the community. So what we are doing is, we are going to educate a lot of people across the globe slowly. And we have seen massive number of people getting interested in this asset class, which will slowly open the liquidity. Maybe initially you sell a token, it will take 24 hours or 48 hours, which can reduce it to minutes in few months or years. Additionally, we are also talking to market makers who will guarantee your liquidity in specific numbers. So we are working very closely to it, and we are making sure that within a year, it is instantaneously liquid for the token holders.
Yeah, so any one of you who invests, we will claim ICS, means ICS will claim brokerage for any of your investments after you are convinced.
That's you guys have been educating Institute of Chartered Venture Brokers,
yes,
making people brokers.
So please invest so that you'll contribute towards the ICS cause. So I'd encourage you to contribute. While Vikas was convincing you all, I took a head count of there being exactly 5 people. The first time I counted, there were 6 people who had their heads in their phones. And I've had enough of these panel discussions. By any measure of the scale, in a room full of 100 of you all, 5 or 6 people having their attention in the phone is a fantastic score. So round of applause to the panel. keep my applause. Fantastic, well done. And because before you fall asleep, I want to ask you, you said a couple of big names who have signed up, Chubb, School, AXA, some of them. What are the real-time feedback that you've received regarding the effectiveness of your platform? How is it saving them time, money, and accuracy, helping with accuracy? What is the
That's a good question, and that goes into that, how do we let the maritime industry, whether it's insurer or others, to adopt technology and digitization? I think that's the classic example. When we went, they were the biggest cynic. Like, yeah, I've been doing it for 200 years. Like, why do I need technology? So it took us 1, 2, 3, 4 years for them to get used to it. Now, whether you go talk to Chubb or Aegis or anybody, they will say like they can't like imagine to live or do their business without our platform. Because initially, I'm quoting somebody else from the market, they're underwriters, they're very highly paid people, very expensive people. They're spending 60% of their time doing something that somebody who is not educated, like keying in the data, like in this sleeve, doing that, and all kind of things. So 60% of the time was going into something that is not valuable, that's not they were hired, and only 40% time were doing they were hired for. That has changed now to 80-20. So 80% of the time, people using our platform can do why they are hired to do the job, and 20% only on their own. And that's the biggest boost, not only for the capital. That's how they can also, one of the biggest problem maritime industry is facing is attracting the new, generation to join that. And unless we adopt the technology and make it more cool, I think it will be hard. So this is like another way to make sure that the new generation of underwriters, seafarers, are really, encouraged to come and join the industry.
Yeah, Alex wants to know, somebody regulating your platform? How do you assure your clients of its accuracy? How do you benchmark? How do you convince them that the risk score that your platform is giving is actually in effect?
So that's the point. So we started with the risk score, and then we really destroyed that. At the moment, it tells you exactly all the evidence things. So this is the fleet. It has got 200 sails, some of our tankers, this and that. This is the operator. This is the flag. This is the owner. This is where it is being used, and all the kind of things. And based on the claims history, the behavior, the port visit, and the captain, everything else, here is why I think that it will come for a claim. And this is the kind of claim would be. So it's not a black box score. So we try to get out of, initially we tried to get our score regulated like a civil score, but it was quite hard, and we all know that how hard the regulators are. So we went to different routes saying we don't have to regulate it. It's all open book. Yeah, let's see why it is good.
Alex, for your information, IMO never regulates it. They don't even enforce anything. All they do is come up with these lovely recommendations with the IMO states who sign up, take votes, and they say, yeah, I think we should make ballast water management systems mandatory from ABC and cybersecurity mandatory from 1st of January, XYZ. So everybody says yes, and then there comes an IMO recommendation, which the class picks up and the flag. So the IMO not like, but it's the meaning behind the question is very, very correct. So I'll ask one more panelist as to how I know the answer because he also mentioned that Dubai and Farah is regulating his platform so that we know. What about you, Abhay? Who regulates your platform? I know who does the cybersecurity, but who regulates your?
So we are software based on the ISM principle itself.
Yes.
Right? So that itself is an ISM requirement as to what is mandated by that from your voting requirement itself. So it's the company, we work with the company's DOC itself, what their SMS talks about, the safety management system, and we work around it. So we customize it to the company's SMS, which is of course approved by class itself. So we work around that with the ship owner itself on that. So we get the training aspect also done, and we get, so we basically get all those into one place itself. And yeah,
There is a case for class IX class or anybody ratifying proof of concept. Do you think that?
we spoke to a few classification societies. So right now, none of our clients have asked us, right? So they've not really asked us for the IX classification requirement itself. So as of now, the answer is no. It's more on the data side and how we protect their data, because that becomes extremely important for us, for them itself, because it's their precious data, right? It is the photographs that are coming through from vessels. It is what is happening on the vessels. We are privy to all that. So that itself, so we are very particular about that data, which is coming through from the incidents, from the accidents, what's happening. So I think that becomes.
They're just saying if you do need help, there are 3 leading classification societies in the audience.
Yeah.
PV, ABS, and LR are listening to you.
No, absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure they'll offer you a discount.
But I'm just going to say that we didn't approach classification societies to get to understand if we could get a validation or verification for our app. And obviously, we are one of the only, if not few, people that are doing such a product in the market. And the answer that we got from most of them was that because there is no guideline or there is no IMO rule or there's no regulation per se to validate this, what they could do is give us an AI approval in principle, because that's a rather liberal method of validating something, because there is no guideline that are set in stone. You could kind of steer around that to your advantage, if you want to call a little bit, and get an approval in principle for a product that's new or innovative in the market that's not being done by anybody else.
Yep.
So we did explore that option.
Yeah, brilliant. Let me jump to Manish's question to Vikas on the review of, it's dropped off the screen, Ryan. Manish asked the question on, you know the question on the asset value. When you tokenize, how do you value high net worth vessels?
So, it's a very good question. First thing is, there are 2 ways. One is when the vessel is first time coming onto the platform, which we call it a primary offering of the asset. At that point of time, we take 3 independent valuation of the asset, in which vessel value is the must, which we use. So vessel value is one of the largest and very dynamic daily valuation of the vessel can be taken from their platform. We have API with them. So we take the valuation certificate of vessel value. And apart from that, there are 2 independent valuations are also done. We take an average of that. That gives the primary offering. But as soon as the primary offering is closed, the day it closes, from that instance itself, the API of vessel value takes over. And then you can have a real-time valuation of the asset, which is the industry benchmark. And vessel value takes more than 50 parameters to value the asset as closely as possible to the market. So they publish regular reports that how their vessels are valued and how much it has been sold in the market. Every month they publish a report. So our partner is vessel value on the daily basis. If you want to see the value. Apart from that, on the primary offering, the 3 independent assessments are done for the valuation of the asset. I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, brilliant. Vinod, to you, what techniques do you use to achieve a market fit product? Because I know your subscriptions go all the way to $500,000 and start from $10,000-$20,000 per year. But is it common sense? Is it risk taking only? What all do you use to get your model out there and market fit?
Actually, it's a quite interesting question, because I thought as a founder that I have got a product market fit back in like 2018 when I got my first 5 customers. I extrapolated my numbers and everything as I got a product market fit. Then I was wrong. So I think it's all about in at least maritime industry or insurance industry is very closed door. Everybody knows everybody there. So it's all about the only way you can achieve a product market fit is if you're really delivering a good quality outcome through your product and through services. If you do one bad thing with one person, I think no marketing, no digital, anything doesn't work. So my personal experience in this industry for the last 12, 13 years is the only thing that works is word of mouth. You go sell somebody and you do a good job, your product is really adding value to them, it will spread like wildfire and people will buy. That's my personal experience.
I believe in power of the word as well. You know,
Yeah, for the product market fit, I would like to add to Captain Vinod. They have very wisely explained it. But there is a specific method on the entrepreneurship when you study entrepreneurship and when they say, how will you achieve your product market fit and when have you arrived? So there is a very specific one-liner to it, which I have learned, is when a customer wants to buy it first time, and when he wants to pay for it, you're not giving something free of cost. So a customer wants to buy it, he's ready to pay for it, and he wants to rebuy it. So the day you arrive in this condition, sell it, somebody has to buy it at a cost, and he is ready to buy it again, repeatedly, for the same cost. That is the time when you as an entrepreneur has arrived for the product market fit. Till the time you don't achieve it, you keep on taking the customers and your clients' feedback, keep on pivoting towards the customer market or product market fit. That's the one what I've learned while into the entrepreneurship school.
No, no, absolutely. And talking about product market fit. So when we are not in this fancy suit, today morning I was in my overall on a ship, okay, talking to the crew as how we can help digitize their entire ecosystem itself and how we can use our software to make their lives safer and simpler. So that is all part of the product market fit. That we need to keep talking to our customers itself because our users are not people in the office. Yes, the dashboard is, but there are people who are on the vessels itself. How easy is it for them? So I think that partially, that's how we do, the product market fit side of things.
Captain Anuj, well, Mike is with you. Captain Anuj asks, how do you protect the whistleblower? Let's say he reports that the master has walked out on his knickers without in his flip-flops and he puts that up as a picture and evidence. Wouldn't he be nailed against the wall?
See, I'll tell you what. Now, first of all, typically, it all depends on the culture of the company. I'll be very honest with you. From a technology perspective, yes, we've got the anonymous button. You press the anonymous button, every data, it hides your rank, name, everything. It just tells where this person has come from this particular vessel itself. So that is where we've done from a technology side, so nobody can actually find out. But to answer your question directly, it boils down to the culture. There are companies with a great culture, right? And they openly advocate people to talk, and that is there. But you're right, at the same time, we are a very traditional industry itself, and there are people who do not want information to come out. In fact, I was at one of the conferences trying to sell it, and he was like, now, so many people start reporting, that makes my job larger.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Look, by the time it goes to the company and all that is fine, if I am reported as a chief officer or master or one of my crew, I get an email saying this is what you looked like yesterday in the afternoon on deck on email from my HSC. Trust me, I want to know who that is. How do you protect that? I don't know. I just want to know how do you protect, how do you protect that?
To be honest, you shouldn't be there for the first place.
That culture has to change.
I say as a master, if I am reported upon by anybody on my ship, trust me, I'm going to pull out my gun.
No, Captain, that culture has to change.
Exactly. That culture has to change.
I'm just saying, a normal master, I'm just giving my example. I'm just saying.
And I think most masters,
If you are in this world, you will not do it.
I don't know.
So you
How
are
do you
saying,
protect, the bottom line is this, Anuj has asked a very relevant question. How do you protect that rat? Because he's doing what he thinks is right, and he's of course doing the right thing. Of course, he should be patted on the back. But that will happen when it happens and when he gets off the ship. how does your app protect him on scene? Because he's going to be questioned, definitely looked out for, or whatever it is that happens. That's face reality. I'm just saying.
No, you're absolutely right. Like I said, we are very traditional industry itself. So yes, like I said, our platform, the moment you open up the platform, you want to report anything, it asks you a question, do you want to report anonymous?
Yeah, correct. He'll put anonymous.
He'll put anonymous, and after that, there is no way, and we made it also very clear to the company, there is no way my tech team has made it in such a way, because I do understand, I come from it, right? I do understand there is no way in which we are going to expose him.
I think that answers Anuj's question. There's total anonymity guaranteed. There's no way this is going to be not even to the person reporting who's going to be. So there is enough safety built in. Well done. Thank you very much for clarifying that. Alex, I'm not going to take a question because if you paid attention, my opening comment was exactly what the question is. I told you in the beginning, don't ask too many questions. You repeat the question with all due respect. So, yes, that he's already said what inspired him. Porus asked something nice. His question has gone off, but to Leroy. Leroy, you say ships, but can your app be used for ports, terminals, warehouses? What is that? The stop rod for the parking lot for pedestrian not going. I remember you posting a picture once of that being corroded. And can it be used anywhere?
You've got a very good memory. I'm never going to borrow money from you. But thank you for the question, Captain Forrest. So in our app, the AI model is one part of it. Obviously, we've got AI models that detect corrosion, and we've got AI models that detect underwater hull fouling. That's one part of the app. The other part of the bigger part of the app is the whole collection of data process, the process that allows people to upload photographs through the app effortlessly, that creates a repository and a database of photographs that allows people that, with a lot of traceability, go and literally pinpoint and look at images, what a particular location looked like 3 years ago, 5 years ago versus what it looks like today, compare across different ships, etc. So that's a more holistic approach to the app. Now, what we focused on is the maritime industry, because maritime is just a fun-loving industry, and I just love being in maritime. But the AI model can very easily be trained to detect corrosion and other anomalies in other industries, be it in the oil and gas, be it offshore platforms, be it ports. And on the roadmap, we do have that as a plan that we will expand once we've consolidated the maritime industry, and we've crossed 400 ships now. Our target for this year is to cross 1,000 ships, and once we've kind of consolidated the maritime or the ships, we will then move on to other asset classes. That includes obviously ports, that includes bridges, oil and gas, and offshore platforms. So yes, but there is a more holistic approach to the app, and it's not just the AI model, but the whole process of making it effortless for the crew and for people to put in photographs, creating the traceability that's available in the app to actually go and look at the repository of data and be able to find out what's happening to your asset at any given time.
Now we've got 5 minutes left, and I think we've got a fantastic closing question, and it's a common one for all of them. Somebody with an initial Z, as me has asked, with monkey see, monkey do. Are you afraid of competition? Are you afraid of others copying your platform? Everyone, it's for a minute for everybody to close with. And any closing remarks that you'll have for the audience in general, more than welcome. So we'll have a rotating mic. We start from the far end this time. Abhay, what do you think? You scared of others copying yours? Has anybody yet? You see anybody yet?
No. So, to be honest, when we started off, did we copy someone?
Yes.
No, we did not. I didn't even have a look. So when people asked me who your competitors were, would be similar, I said, I don't know. It purely was driven by passion itself. Okay. So yes, today we've got companies using this. Can they copy it? Yes, they can. Okay. They can absolutely copy it, but would they have the same passion driving this? Would they be investing in research and development? Would they be going down to, would they take those efforts to bring about that change? is where we are different, right? So to answer your question, yes, can be copied. Are we scared about it? I don't think so. People ask me, I'm more than happy to share it with you. Have a look. You tell me if you can make it better. Or you make it better for yourself. But yeah, so that answers your question.
Yes.
No, right
So you
now.
never had competition, and you say you still don't have competition. Are you scared of somebody copying? Have you seen anybody attempting it?
I recently got an email from Intellect. And well, they said that they've got a mobile version of this, which has come up, and it was not addressed to me, to be honest. It was a general email to give to all the people who subscribe on the platform itself. So it was great to hear that a company that big, is thinking what we have already done.
Well, that's flattery. Like they say in the branding world, imitation is flattery.
No, it's not.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
Vinod, are you scared? You said to me a while ago that some of your competitors actually are people who use your platform or the other way around.
Actually, I get scared as an entrepreneur. Like I get scared when I don't see a competition.
Oh wow.
So I used to believe that if I'm the only one. Sorry about you guys. Like I know you guys have a much good platform, but I had the same belief that if I'm the only one, I have got chances to win. And when we came to maritime industry, we were the only one, the first one to use behavioral aspect to price the risk. It took us 5 years to educate the market because it's not something everybody was asking, oh my God, I need that. We had to go and educate the industry saying, this is what will make your life better. And then by the time we have, educated the industry, people came in and they were like fast followers and we had a competition. So now I believe that the more competition you have, the better chances you have to succeed. All you have to do is just, beat your competition. So at the moment, for example, one of our products is in aviation, aircraft. There are 17 competitors, 17, and there was a big global insurance company where we were pitching. We were compared against all those 7. We just signed a deal last week. We're just going to go public next week. So 17 competition is like how do you beat the competition? So I love when there are competitions.
I will have my closing remarks on this because this is something that's damn dear to me. And I'm not even in the AI and as surveying firm, but I'll have my comments last. I'm moderator, I keep reminding myself. Let's ask Vikas. Because I remember there was a company in Malta called Shipcoin while ago, which I don't know if it's still there or not there, but where do you see yourself and do you see anybody else making a move into this?
See, this idea of crowdfunding of the platform is something which is not new. Traditionally in shipping, this has been happening. So one thing is competition. Are you scared of competition? First answer is not at all. I love the competition because if you don't have competition, then you're not anywhere practically. So competition helps the customers a lot because they are the one who keep you on the toes, and awareness about your competitor is the most important thing. So what we do is we keep on analyzing that who are the companies who are coming out of this and what are they doing, and even collaborations with the competition are very important for the customers to gain maximum. That you only get when two competitors are coming together for the benefit of the customers. So I believe in collaborations. I believe in competition as a founder, but I believe more in collaborations and love competition. So we at present as Shipfinex, we have competition, but when I say we are the first one, yes, because from the day one we were very firm that we will come out in the market only once we are fully regulated. So that is the thing which delayed our launch. There are companies who have come without approvals, without this thing, and then they rebound and they were not following the right path. Or I would not say following right path, it was the founder's decision to do it, right or wrong is always side of the coin. So I believe we are right now the first one in the world to gain that asset tokenization platform approval from MARA and European Union. And we love to have more competition in coming in the future because we are the one who are writing the regulations. We are the one who are driving it. So obviously, once we do it, more companies are there. It will help ship owners to drive more liquidity. It will help the investors to get the chance of minimum transaction fees to get the maximum out of the platforms. So this is what will be my answer to that question.
Brilliant, brilliant. Leroy, I know we had a conversation about this question in my office a couple of years ago when you were worried that some of the big boys with deeper pockets will very soon catch up with the concept. But where do you see yourself 2 years from that conversation? You haven't seen anybody, I think.
No, true. I'll echo what Vinod said. I think if you're the only one doing something, then you need to worry about it because clearly, it's not lucrative enough anyways to do it. So obviously, there's no business model to do it. But we started doing something a few years ago. We started building this app 5 years ago. We launched it 3 years ago commercially. Last year, we've seen another company doing something similar to what we are doing. They're not doing everything that what we do, but they're doing part of it. And quite frankly, I think like the rest of the panelists, we welcome competition because that means there's more than one person beating the drum in the market. It's not you as a lone wolf trying to shout out about the product, telling them what the benefits are, because what you're going to sell to the industry is a concept, not a product. And if you have more than one person selling that concept, it becomes easier, obviously, for the customer to then go out and look for it. And our answer to competition is just to work so damn hard that you make your product the best possible that it can be. Just spend so much of time building a product that it becomes a no-brainer for the customer to use it. And we keep reinventing ourselves as well within the company. I mean, we started off with a basic AI model for corrosion. We then moved on to building an AI model for underwater hull fouling. We then added crane inventory management onto the app. We added a work plan onto the app. So we made it a lot more encompassing, a lot more holistic. And we made it something that people come to rely upon and they find it hard to live without. It's a bit like before WhatsApp was there, you could live without WhatsApp. But now, I don't think there's anybody in the room who hasn't downloaded WhatsApp on their phone because it's just so damn convenient and so damn easy to use. So that's our objective, to build a product that's so good, that's so simplistic, and so easy to use, and provides real value. So that's our answer in competition. So come along and love it because there's more of us shouting the same song.
Like every lady has the last word. Alex wouldn't let go of it. She said her question to you was about motivation. So you have to answer this why.
Alex, I thought you were a friend, but obviously not. But guilty as charged. I'm not a seafarer. I am a mechanical engineer by profession, and I have watched the movie Titanic twice, so I think I do qualify. What inspired to be I think the Maritime is a fantastic ecosystem to be in. I mean, look around this room. Look around. We spoke a little bit during the networking session, and I spoke to a newcomer, NU, who's coming for the first time to attending a Maritime networking event. And I told her this, I said, you will find some of the best people in the industry are in Maritime, honest, down to earth. There are no filters when you talk to people. They are also super helpful. I could literally pick up the phone and I said, I was at a slight disadvantage because I was not a seafarer, but I would literally pick up the phone and talk to a lot of people when I needed help and support, and a lot of them in the room, a lot of them on the stage, so Vivek, us, Nikhil, Captain Boris, Gavin, there's so many people that will simply reach out to and get advice free of cost, and the support system is really, it's good camaraderie within the community. And if anybody is to start a business, I would strongly recommend that they do it in the maritime business because the chances that you will succeed are very high.
Alex, has your question been answered? Thank you. I have to add, I take my hat off to the moderator and answer the last question as competition being flattery. When I started Constellation 17, 18 years ago, 2007, I must tell you, there were 53 companies registered in the same company, in the same work that I do. And ours was pretty much around the mill. The only question I had to really answer is what is our differentiator? How do we stand out of the crowd? So if you are starting or having a business idea, starting in a crowded ecosystem of service providers where there are dime a dozen. We've already had two panelists who have confirmed that competition is flattering. That means there is room for so many, and you're one of them. All you got to do is race ahead of the 52 others to be the first one, the 53rd one, and figure out what you are solving as a problem statement for the industry. I won't tell you what it is because there are four lovely, friendly competitors in the room right now as we speak. But I'm sure they have figured it out because the 49 others who are not in this room, or I don't know, there are 53 these days, but I must tell you that differentiator, what do you and how do you do it differently, better, what problem you're solving. If you have that answer clear in your mind, competition will definitely be behind. And no, the answer is not cheap. Because I'm cost effective, because I'm reasonable, because I'm better at costing than the others is not a differentiator. It is the last resort. Figure out what you're different at, and if you have that answer, go with that to your client. If you don't close the business, come back to me. That's an open offer. I can tell you it's been time and tested. We finished 29,000 nominations as a company, and I can tell you every single time, talk about your differentiator with the client, you will close the business. And that's for you, Gavel, Aloysius. Thank you, Gavel. He came to my office this morning. Zikhan. Yes, Jisan. And everybody else who's listening, we definitely feel privileged to have competitors, to have like-minded competitors, because there are different minded competitors as well, but competition is damn good for business, and I think that's a fantastic, it's welcome and it's damn good. With that closing remark, I want to thank these lovely panelists for keeping the answers short. I must testify, I was so worried, I had 3 pages of questions prepared, and I only asked about 2.5 of them, but thank you very much, audience, for asking continuously such intelligent questions. Keep us occupied for an hour. With that, our chairman will give you a small token of appreciation.
There are a few who asked questions and we could not answer, so we can definitely catch up after this. We can catch up for the answers.
Okay, one group picture. That's all right. We'll keep the tall guy. Good looking guy in the middle. Photographer is us. Y'all can show us some appreciation while you're looking at us. Everybody needs it. That's what how I step forward. So, our chairman, Ali, thank you very much for facilitating this. And Vinod. Who's next? Do we have any of the committee members? Vivek, please can we have you? Our treasurer. Money man. Because before you go, we'll have you speak for 1 minute why you sponsored this. Others are contributing. After, who's that next? Abhay.
Thank you.
Just for the last one. Vivek, there are. Thank you very much. Before Ali takes over, I want to request Vikas from ShipFinex, who has very kindly sponsored this evening, to tell us what motivates ShipFinex year on year to sponsor ICS's events, so that anybody here who is on the borderline and is thinking whether or not there's value in doing so may get motivated. So please tell us what's in your mind and why do you motivate us?
See, first of all, I would really like to thank Captain Zareed, Ali, and all the members of ICS here for keep coming in such an exciting seminar or conference. We started sponsoring ICS 2 years back from 2022 onwards, the day we launched our company. First of all, I believe that ICS is one of the best platform where you can reach out to the people in a very good manner. I would say a close room, and especially as the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers, the way they have all the panelists, all the members, executive committee members, and they have taken us in terms of as an idea when we came up as an entrepreneur. You come up with some specific idea and you talk to the people. So when we spoke at that point of time, the chairman was Krishna Prasad KP, and when we spoke to him, and it was sometimes you feel that you are coming up with something which is very different. Nobody has done it, and you are coming up. How will this kind of institution will react to it? And there, he was like so open. In the first gathering which we did with ICS in 2022, it was amazing, and we keep on getting the numbers and the volumes of the exposure, who are our real customers, who can really tell us where are we right and where are we wrong. They can tell us that how should I move ahead, and that actually we kept on pivoting because of in last 2.5 years. We kept on pivoting because of you people. Like you kept on meeting us, you kept on asking the right questions, and I go back, solve that problem, come back again, and then keep on working on those problems. So that has made us today a platform which is going to be regulated, which will be definitely liked by you all, and you will keep on telling and checking us as a platform that whether we are doing right or whether we are doing wrong. So ICS is one of the best platforms for us to you, for anyone to sponsor, to get the great exposure, and especially by sponsoring, it's not about the exposure, it is whom you are sponsoring with. So you are sponsoring an institution which is actually being made for a real cause for the industry. And these are the multiple reasons. I can keep on talking for half an hour for ICS, why to choose ICS, but it's not necessary. Thank you so much.
Captain, always your energy is amazing. I love listening to you. One thing you said stuck with me: when you have no competition, you are not anywhere. I really appreciate that. In fact, the whole panel, the common thing was everybody is encouraging competition, and that's a shift from how it was 20 years ago when I was going to school. You know, everybody feared competition, but today, look at, we have innovation, having differentiation, and you know, we go forward using our competitors to our advantage, which is brilliant. Captain Zareed, I'm really enjoying these panel discussions, and the ways you've changed to transform the way we have our events. Anyway, thank you very much. Moving along, we have 3 certificates to give to our new members of our community. I would like to call upon Vivek, our treasurer, please come forward and help me distribute these. And the first one is a member, Christine, please come forward. Many congratulations, Christine. Next, I'd like to call upon Gregory Fernandez. So MICS is member of the Chartered Institute of Chartered Brokers, and FICS is the fellow.
Difference?
5 years. 5 years.
Okay.
And a new fellow, Sri Kumar Menon, please come forward. Sri Kumar is now the head of agro activities. He's organized the blood donation drive on last Friday. He's also behind the hikes. Many congratulations. Many congratulations. Thank you. So when I took on this vice chairman position, I had a dream of how it's going to be when I'm a chairman. And honestly, it's been a really good breeze. I've got a wonderful team with me. And the community I see every time encouraging altogether. So I want to tell you how many activities we have in the next 6 weeks. So stay tuned. The first thing is the Understanding Shipping Program. This is an active program we started in 2024. Over 100 students have completed the program so far. Very good for received by the industry. There are flyers on your table that describe the program in more detail. We can now certify, testify. We have lots of feedback of this program. So if you know anybody who's looking to enter the industry or admin staff, these are classic pickers, but open to everybody. Cohort 4 is ongoing. We have late entry until about the end of this month. On the 16th, which is 2 days from now, we have a master class on tanker chartering online. More information can be taken from admin. We have a hike on the 19th. How many of you have done hiking here in the UAE? It's brilliant. We started last year. So this year, so on the 19th, on Sunday morning, I will be joining as well. We will go for the hike to Wadi, Rabi Trail, early morning. So nice for fitness. If you like to sleep in, we also have a hike in the afternoon on the 25th. This is an easier hike to Wadi Shoka. And this one you can come with family, children can hike as well, or if they want to sit down. It's a brilliant area with waterfall, good time with the family. So this one will start at 1:30. We need to meet and start at 2. Everybody has to be down before sunset. We don't want it when it's dark. All right, on the 31st of January, we have a masterclass on container shipping. So anybody is interested can, Vivek's one of the teachers, and anybody interested, pass this news along. Let's go on. For those who will be interested in the ICS education program, we have something on the 6th of February, an open day online. So from the convenience of your homes, and if you've got other people at GCC who would like to join in, this is brilliant. Let's go next. Now we have an in-person masterclass on geopolitics, connecting headlines to bottom lines. This is going to be in person. The location is yet to be confirmed, but will be confirmed quite shortly. The speaker is Puneet Oza, the president of the Institute of Chartered Brokers Global. So that'll be very interesting. I think this one has limited seats, so we need to rush this one. Next one, we have on the 13th a masterclass on ship sale and purchase. That's going to happen on the 13th. Let's go on. And on the 14th, we'll have an event here on profitable strategy for break bulk handling and QA goods. We already know the moderator. The rest of the panelists will come soon. On the 19th, for the first time, we have a masterclass on digital chartering, something different, something new. In fact, innovation has been one of the values of our committee. And so we have one on the 19th. And then we have on the 25th, as we get closer to Ramadan, we have a masterclass on dry cargo chartering. We know there's lots of demand for people who want to master late time and demurrage. Late time and demurrage, that's a big key component of this masterclass. And go to the next one. We have one more open day just before Ramadan, and that's on the 27th of February. For those who would like to pursue the examination route for the diplomas and for the PQE. So in summer, there's one more. Understanding shipping, the next batch, cohort 5, will start in April 16th. Okay, big event on April 22nd, our conference and awards event, similar to last year. In fact, better version. In fact, we always enhance year-on-year, event, so I hope to see all of you on the 22nd of April 2025. Lots of notice time we've got, and this is what I was talking about. This gives me a lot of pride as a chairman, as a community here. We have 13 events planned in a short while. 11 in 6 weeks from now, and 2 in April. So thank you very much for fulfilling this team. Round of applause to everybody. And a lot goes, no credit to the sponsors. I was the treasurer for 2 terms before I became chairman. And these sponsors who I've seen, especially the legacy ones, who've been sponsors from the first year onwards, they've been with us. They really believe in us, like the other sponsors, but I would like to give special mention. HM Marine, Atlantic Global, Clarksons, GAC, Global Westa, Hussein and Shamsi Chartered Accountants, National Shipping, RH Group, Red Pearl Logistics, Sharp Shipping Agency, Transport, and TV Club. We move on to the platinum sponsors for this year. Alliance Marine, Essence Shipping, Global Westa, Islamic PNI, RH Group, Ship Phoenix, Transworld, and TSM. Ship Phoenix and TSM are also the sponsors for today's high tea, so thank you very much, Captain Lucas. Let's go on. We have the sponsor for the conference is Aethon Group. And the award sponsors for this year, these are annual sponsorships: Al Sharif Group Bahrain, Atlantic Global, HM Marine, Clarksons, Midstar, McKinney, Red Pearl Logistics, Starship Agency, TV Club, Sharjah Ports and Customs, and the Charles Spinner Club. We also have Al Rashid International Shipping from Kuwait and Fleetline as our anchor sponsors for this year. We also have a list of support sponsors. There are some sponsorship slots available for the award event specifically, so if you're interested, get in touch with one of the committee members. All right, this is something on screen. Scan the QR code. Stay in touch. This is the place where we get most of our announcements. Emails may go to spam, but WhatsApp, I think all of us use WhatsApp for convenience. This is where most of our signups also come from. So just a quick scan and add to this thing. And let me give you 10 seconds. We also have 2 raffle draws for today. So can I get those 2 raffles? I hope you put your business card in the bowl. Oh, business card in the bowl.
Come on, hurry up, run up.
Okay, quickly, you got 10 seconds, come on. All right. 29, 28, 27, quickly, 26, 25, 24, 23, I'm passing the clock, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7,
Alex,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alex has already put one.
Okay. So what you're going to call our admin was really helpful all the time. Come on, call out. All right, Natasha, you've been really helpful all the time. Please come forward. The admin team is the backbone of ICS. They make sure things go well. All right. So this is for a free pass, not free pass to 1 free ticket to the masterclass on tank chartering on the 16th of January. And who is the winner for this?
Alexandra.
Last one. Ryan, get Ryan up.
I think they're in front. I'm very sorry, I really put much hard.
Yeah, all right. Come on stage. Let's get the picture.
Should I take over course other course with her?
Yeah, well, it's
Or
okay.
I'm moving to everything.
We have no regulation for that, yes. So. Thank you very much.
Asking smart questions.
Thank you. Okay, and for the masterclass on container shipping. There should be somebody.
Shouldn't have made it that obvious.
That's brilliant. Okay, so let's see what's going. Yeah, go for it. That's fun. Captain Chitranjan Ishrani is here. All right. Going once, going twice, going thrice. Should we move on?
Move on.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry, I'm trying to make you
What's your green card?
Osama.
Dr. Osama. Dr. Osama. Thank you.
I think you teach something more containers.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Is it transferable?
Thank you. So I have to see you in the master classes, or you can transfer this to somebody else as well. But yeah, I mean, nobody, anything else pending here? No? All right. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. It's been a pleasure to host you. And we look forward to seeing you at our next event. Well, any of our next events, but otherwise networking on February 14th. Thank you.